Hi, my name's Casey Browning and I'm the owner here at Retroactive Arcade. We get a lot of questions about how the menus work on our custom arcade machines, so I'm going to go through a couple things today and show how the ease of use and the way it works. If you want to find out what games are on the game list, you'll have to go to our website and you can go under game lists and check out the 2601 game list. That's the one that I'll be showing today, but any of our 1001 game list Jamma boards will kind of work all the same here, so I'm going to get to it. Okay, so this is the basic Jamma menu. All Jamma boards have the same type of menu. Our quadruple X-in-1 or 1001 Jamma boards, which this is a 2600-in-1, uses this type of setup. So all your controls that you're going to be using are all on your player 1. The action controls for the menu are up and down, one at a time for your game list, and right and left will page 10 at a time. Player 1 is select as well as escape. You'll see how that works. Coin will make a noise, but it doesn't actually do anything in the menu. And your other action buttons are button A and B, or 1 and 2. Everything's going to be referred to button 1 or button 2 in this menu, but in some of the manuals and stuff it'll be A and B. As previously mentioned, at the bottom of the screen you can see the instructions for the menu itself. Once you go into an actual game, you won't see that menu anymore, so you might have to write that down or familiarize yourself. This menu is pretty simple. I'm going to go through how it all works and you'll be able to see. So since you can't see the controls that I'm using, I'm hitting right or left. So when I hit right or left at the top, you can actually see like it's doing page 10 at a time. And if I go right, it pages back up 10 at a time. In that menu, if you want to choose a game, and I want to go to 3D Street Fighter EX Japan, I just hit down 1 and it'll go to that game. So you select 1 at a time using up or down, and right and left will choose or select 10 at a time. To select a game, you go choose it and you press player 1. It'll take you in, it'll take however long it takes to normally load that game up. Every game's a little bit different. Some take a few seconds, some take up to a minute. When you're doing that, I would advise, just for your own dealie, to not throw a ton of credits into it. As you can see, it remembered the credits I was talking about, or I pressed in the earlier menu. Some of these games will take, like I said, up to a minute to load, and when it does that, it won't load any credits until it's fully loaded. So if you press this 30 times, it'll wait forever to take 30 credits. To start your game, you press player 1. If you're going to play a 2-player game, you press player 2, so on and so forth. Your controls work like normal. To get out of the game, or any game, you just hold your player 1 button down for 3 to 5 seconds, and it'll take you back into the main menu. You can do that at any time, and then just go through your list once again. Now, as I was saying before, you got button A and B, or 1 and 2. If you hit button A, it'll go through all the other lists that are involved with our list, which will take you to a favorites list, which is empty. You can create your own as a quick list. 3,000 games takes a lot of time to go through, and if your favorite game is Zaxxon, that's going to take a real long time to get to every time. So this way you can create your own list of 10, 20, 100, whatever you want. Go to the next one, is old school fighting games. They just kind of break down to genre. And Laserdisc games. So this is the only one that won't show up on our master list. They are like Dragon's Lair 2, Interstellar, Cobra Command, things like that. If you don't have a trackball connected to these games won't work. So you need at least a PS2 sort of connection. So if you don't have a trackball, you'd have to connect a keyboard or something to the machine so that it'll kind of recognize that, so that you can use these games and that they'll launch. This unconfirmed list of 3,147 games, they are there. We've just gone through the list and weeded out the ones that don't work, that either lag or they're missing controls or just some weird setups not functioning properly. So you can go back to the retroactive list, which is confirmed, and then button B just takes you to the 4-player quick list. Other than that, there's a bunch of stuff in the back end for menu. I'm probably going to get into that in a different video. It shows you how to create that favorites list, and it also tells you how to hide games, map out buttons, stuff like that. So if you want to change the layout of the buttons for a specific game, or you want to change it to easy or hard, or you want to give yourself more lives, that type of thing, more credits, we'll get into that a little bit more in our next video. So you may have noticed at the beginning of the video, or when we started showing this main screen on here, at the top of all these menus it has a shutdown selection on there. You don't want to just turn these machines off. They are somewhat Windows based. If you just pull the plug or turn them off without shutting them down properly, you'll start to lose boot files and stuff like that, so you'll have issues with your hard drive over time. To go down the selection for shutdown, you can either hit the A or number 1 button and go into the next list, and it takes you to the top of that list and it says shutdown. Now, to run the shutdown, you just run the shutdown like you would select a game or exit a game by pressing player 1. When it shuts down, if you have any LEDs on the game, that type of thing, that'll all shut off. Your TV monitors, anything like that, that stuff you'll have to shut off separately. But when that happens, at least you know you shut her down good, and that will last you forever.